I don't think Pimp would have accepted a Jay-Z verse to be of equal value to him. So let's just break this bread and be done with it. Pimp and Jay didn't really have a relationship in that sense.
Did Pimp C really have a tape of somebody in the industry that would break the internet? You look like you done seen it, Marvin. Marvin seen it.
At this hour, members of the hip-hop community are mourning the shocking death of well-known Port Arthur rapper Pimp C. Pimp C, who was born Chad Butler, was one half of the rap group UGK and was found dead this morning in a hotel room in Los Angeles.
His mom thinks he was poisoned, and there was someone with him when he passed who was a very shady, strange character. So there is actually a person of...
Bun B finally spoke about something fans have been speculating on for years, the rumored private tape between Pimp C and Beyoncé. This rumor has been floating around for a long time, but no one ever knew what was really on that tape or if it even existed. Well, Bun B just dropped some details about this tape, and he hinted that the tape was one of the main reasons behind Jay-Z's beef with Pimp C. But some fans are now speculating that it goes even deeper than that, especially when you remember that Pimp C died on Jay-Z's birthday under very sketchy circumstances that never were fully explained. Officially, it was ruled accidental due to health issues, but many people have questioned this, including Pimp's mother, who always believed her son was taken out. And that might also explain why that rumored tape was deleted or never surfaced publicly. If the tape really involved Beyoncé, it could have been a serious threat to Jay's empire. So what exactly did Bun B say about the tape rumor? And how does this all connect to Pimp C's death at the age of 33? Let's break it down.
Hey man, look, miss me with the bush. You know what I'm talking about, man? You see me in the street, man, your jewelry looking funny. Hey man, just go the other way, man. We don't want to be around you, man.
So there's this crazy rumor going around about a private tape that supposedly involved Beyoncé and the late UGK legend Pimp C. Now everyone knows Beyoncé is super protective of her image, and if something like that ever came out, especially with someone like Pimp C, it could seriously shake things up. But it's not just about her. This rumor also brings up some fresh questions about the tension between Jay-Z and Pimp C. Back in 2000, UGK linked up with Jay-Z for their track Big Pimpin'. And if you were outside back then, you remember that song was everywhere. But the collab wasn't as smooth as the final track made it look. Behind the scenes, Pimp C and Jay reportedly had serious tension. Pimp C wasn't about jumping on any track just for clout, and multiple sources say he wasn't feeling Jay at first, especially because of Jay's beef with Tupac. You know how loyal the South was to Pac, so when Jay and Pac had their issues, Pimp C wasn't about to ignore that. Greg Taylor, UGK's former manager, said there was a lot of back and forth, and Dame Dash pushed hard to make it happen. He even agreed to cut UGK a $1 million check to join the track. Now, you'd think that money would close the deal, but Pimp C wasn't impressed. Taylor says that when he told Pimp C about the offer, Pimp C suggested that instead of taking the $1 million, they should give it to Tupac's mom, Afeni Shakur.
Because I knew y'all niggas at the house.
Right.
And I was like, yo, I'm excited. I got $1 million. This is it. Rockefeller is the shit. Hey, that's the shit. I called Pimp and these niggas fight. So I calmed them down, and then once Pimp locked in, he was like, wait a minute, Rockefeller. Ain't that where Jay-Z at? I was like, yeah. And I didn't get the connection. He was like, tell him to take that check over to Tupac mama and give it to him for stealing all Tupac shit. And I'm like, what?
I put him on that Pac life, boy. he went, once I let him hear that Tupac, he went on his mission for me.
So Pimp C was on the phone thinking it was just him and his crew talking, but Jay-Z was secretly on the line listening in, and he caught all the shade Pimp C was throwing his way.
And you saying that Jay heard him say that, yo?
Yeah, Jay heard him. He heard him. Because I had to jump up and apologize for this nigga to clean that shit up quick, because I was like, I didn't realize he was in the room. So when I seen Hov there, I was like, oh. And so I told him he had to come down and go see them and go talk to mama and go to lunch with, go to dinner with them and sit down and do it the right way, because that's just how Pimp did it. If you didn't sit down and eat dinner with him and his mama, he ain't gonna break bread with you. That was just the game. Like, that's how he was raised. He had studied music. It was different, man. He knew music from the Conservatory Music of Art. He had studied from an orchestra standpoint. His mom had invested in his career. So to be who he was, so by the time people seen him, it was the counterculture of discovering hip hop and rap down there. And they were like a country version of Run DMC, him and Bun.
Great artists.
Or the
artists.
new Ghetto Boys. It was like Jay Prince had them as the new Ghetto Boys. That's what they were. And luckily, they moved to Atlanta. We was able to hit him with Short, and Short just put the game down, and the rest was history.
Right.
So that caused a ruckus because when they missed the first 2 Jay-Z albums because of it. And the next time around, I knew not to call Pimp because him and Jazzy was beefing.
Now, Pimp C eventually agreed to jump on Big Pimpin', but let's be real, they were never really tight. According to Bun B, it took some serious reverse psychology just to get Pimp C to consider doing the track with Jay. And even though the song blew up, Pimp C never really vibed with it like everyone else did, and it was just another song to him.
My project, I got paid to be on Big Pimp. We didn't have that relationship, and to be honest, I don't think Pimp would have accepted a Jay-Z verse to be of equal value to him. So let's just break this bread and be done with it.
Right.
And to be honest, Pimp and Jay didn't really have a relationship in that sense. There was a lot of mutual respect, but Hov and I were always closer. Right. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting a feature. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But no, it was really just about, like, we worked very hard to get where we are. We're successful now for being purely who we have always said we were, Riding Dirty. Most critically acclaimed album we ever released, gold album, not one music video. You know what I'm saying? And to get to that point and to possibly in his mind throw it all away, because this dude want to pay you some money to do a verse on a beat that you would never rap to. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed like a lot, and it took a lot to kind of bring him back around to the idea of being a part of it, to the point where I just like reverse psychology. Like, fuck it, don't do it then, fuck it. Like, don't even worry about it, fuck it, we ain't even gonna do it. I'm just telling me we ain't gonna do it, you don't wanna do it, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? All right, Pee-wee, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, man. No, not in that sense. I mean, he was glad it worked out, but Big Pimpin' was not like in his top 10 UGK songs. Like,
he didn't even want to do another one.
But here's where it gets real messy. There's this wild rumor that Pimp C hooked up with Beyoncé before she made things official with Jay. And insiders like Pimp and Ken have even alleged that Pimp and Bey made a private tape together.
Did Pimp C really have a tape of somebody in the industry that would break the internet? You look like you done seen it, Marvin.
Marvin
seen it.
Tell him who it is.
Hey, man, tell him who it is. I wish we still trying to find out who was in this Pimp C tape.
All I can tell you, there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time. And, you know, Pimp, he used to be in the studio. And every now and then he'd have a camcorder, so he was able to get some footage. And he wanted to do something with the footage, but I don't know why he didn't do nothing with it, but if I could have got a hold of that tape, I'd be a billionaire, man. Whoever it was, they went to kill me, man. I know TMZ would have paid a bank for that one, man. But yeah, it is a tape, and if you read the comments, a lot of people figured out.
Now, it's no secret that Jay was super controlling over Beyoncé, especially early on in their relationship. Bun B even said that Jay kicked him and Slim Thug out of the Check On It video shoot just because Beyoncé's outfit was too revealing.
Well, we'll let Bun B tell it. Here's what he said happened.
This is also in the earliest stages of Jay-Z and Beyonce as a couple. And so we're on the set and we're filming the video. And if you look at the video, there's a lot of kind of skimpy outfits. Right. And Queenie's there also. So it's not like I'm like sitting there salivating over another woman. And Jay-Z calls. And he's like, yeah, how's the video going? Oh, it's going good. Or are the guys there? Yeah, they're there. You know, it's them and some of their homies. He's like, wait a minute, how many dudes are there? And so she's like, oh, it's about 9 or 10 guys, I guess, over there. Where are they now? They're in here. They're in the soundstage. They're watching her film. What is she wearing? They describe the outfit. And he's like, yo, clear the room. I guess Beyonce gets wind of the call. She comes up. And she apologizes. I'm so sorry you guys had to leave the room, but Jay's not comfortable. And we're like, no, we understand fully, right?
And then there's that time Jay allegedly had Case's Happily Ever After video, which features Beyonce, taken down from YouTube.
Why you can't find Case's Happily Ever After video with Beyonce? Well, I'm gonna put it like this. Jay-Z probably made some phone calls and they had that video removed because allegedly Beyonce was 17 years old when she was in this video.
So you can only imagine how Jay would react if he found out Pimp C was with Beyoncé before he was. And on top of that, made a private tape. And here's where things get even darker. Just when people in the industry started whispering about that rumored tape between Beyoncé and Pimp C dies suddenly on Jay-Z's birthday. Here's what happened. In early December 2007, Pimp C was at the Mondrian Hotel in West Hollywood working on new music and getting ready for a show with Too Short. On the morning of December 4th, he was supposed to fly back home to Texas, where his wife Chinara and cousin Ed were waiting at the airport to pick him up. But when they didn't hear from him that morning, Chinara called the hotel to check on him. And that's when staff found Pimp C unresponsive in his room. Sadly, he was pronounced dead shortly after at just 33 years old. Now, the coroner ruled his death accidental, citing a mix of heavy lean use and sleep apnea. But DJ Paul from 3 6 Mafia later claimed that Pimp's manager saw Pimp's body in the hotel room and claimed the room looked like it had been shot up.
Rick called me like Sunday night or something. Pimp was over my house Friday night, Saturday morning. He called me like Sunday night or Monday morning or something. He's like, I got something to tell you. I was like, what? And he's like, let me make sure it's true, and I'm gonna call you back. I'm finna go to Pimp's hotel, but something happened. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, they wouldn't tell me on the phone. They said they'd tell me in person, see security when I get there. And he went in there and saw Pimp C's body. Pimp C was still in there. He said Pimp C was like, he was laying down like he was praying. And but it was blood all over the bed, like he threw it up, but they thought he had been shot in the head. You know, they didn't know what the hell happened because there was blood all over the bed, but he was kneeled down like he had been praying. And the candles had been burnt all the way down. So they knew he had probably been dead for like a day or something, because he always lit these candles to help him sleep, because I think he had sleep apnea. So he always lit these big, tall candles. And with that candle to be burnt all the way down, they were like, he must have been dead for a while.
Now, if lean OD was really the cause, why would there be blood all over the bed and walls? An OD doesn't usually look like a gunshot wound. And then there's DJ Paul saying candles were lit because Pimp C had sleep apnea. What does that even mean? Candles have zero connection to sleep apnea. And that's not the whole picture. Reports surfaced back then about a mystery woman being with Pimp C right before he died. But those claims were quickly buried. And on top of all that, insiders say Pimp's mother was convinced her son was poisoned. Journalist Julia Beverly, who wrote Pimp C's biography, Sweet Jones, Pimp C's Trill Life Story, said Pimp C's mom never bought the official version and believed he was murdered.
Well, his mom believes he was murdered, and she basically breaks down the reasons why she believes that. I couldn't really. There's some circumstantial evidence that might make me think that, but as far as like physical evidence, I had some other people review the autopsy report and things like that, and they didn't really come to a solid conclusion as far as, you know, any foul play or things like that. But a lot of people have heard that he died of a codeine overdose, which is not true at all. That was actually, you know, the day he passed, or the day that the results of the tests and whatnot were not announced, the coroner said, you know, he did not overdose. And then you had all these newspapers that said that he did overdose. So that was just irresponsible media that came up with that story. But the official story was that he had sleep apnea, which is a condition which can make it hard for you to basically you stop breathing in your sleep. And the story was that he took some codeine which prevented his body from waking up the way that it normally would. So it feasibly could have happened that way. But there are some alternate theories which I kind of explore in the book. His mom thinks he was poisoned, and there was someone with him when he passed who was a very shady, strange character. So there is actually a person of interest, according to his mother, that she believed had something to do with his death. So I wasn't able to really definitively come to a conclusion, but I've laid out all the facts, and people can kind of decide for themselves.
And while there's no concrete evidence of a Beyoncé Pimp C tape or any connection between Jay and Pimp C's death, a lot of fans are still convinced there's a bigger conspiracy behind all this. One fan said, no one finds it interesting that she has been touring for how many years and that Check On It song is never played, featuring Slim Thug and Bun B, who was UGK, Pimp C and Bun B. And someone else wrote, way too many dots are connecting. I'm starting to believe all these theories I used to ignore.